into a really fun spin-off kind of mashup kind of look, I decided today that I'm going to do a Suicide Squad Poison Ivy. I'm meshing a few elements that you see with Harley Quinn, like the messy makeup, the bruises and the cuts, the kind of like dirty worn in t-shirt, things like that, and I'm going to be incorporating that in. I'm also mixing together the Poison Ivy you see in the Batman movie with Uma Thurman. There are one or two elements, I guess, that are going to be incorporated as well with that. So just to show you guys kind of what I did, I am doing the eyebrows that you see in the Batman movie. And I did make these myself completely. They're not exactly like the ones in the movie. Hers are orange. But I did decide to make mine green, and I kind of did my own thing with it. But these are what they look like close up. Michaels has like these 90-cent masks that are just really generic. And I just kind of cut out an eyebrow piece. And I hot glued all these leaves. I just bought like those when you first walk into a Michaels. You see all like the plants and the flowers, all the fake stuff there. I just bought one of the fern ones, and I bought a little $2 one that I found with these little leaves, and I just cut them up and hot glued them all together, and I made sure they were all going in the direction that your eyebrow would go in. And I'm just going to be starting them at the base of my brow where they start right here, and I'm going to be doing a lot of fun makeup as well. I am using the Harley Quinn Yes Sir bracelets because they are black and silver, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of like mash them together since Harley and Ivy kind of have a thing going on, you know what I mean? And then I have like the spiky necklace and a few other elements I'm going to be adding. I am painting the shirt on today, and it's going to be a green shirt that's like cut up above my boobs, and it's going to be kind of torn up and messy. But it's going to say toxic on it. This is also inspired from a girl on Instagram. Her name is Tawny Harrison. I will link her Instagram down below, but she actually did a full-on cosplay of a Suicide Squad Poison Ivy. So go check her out because it's so, so, so cute. Yeah, guys. If you want to see how I create this super saucy look today, then just keep watching. Starting off, I am just priming my lids with my MAC Cosmetics Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. Taking my Morphe 35C palette, I'm using all the green shades in it today. I'm starting off with the lighter, more neon type of green, and I'm putting that above my crease. We're going to do a green smoky eye today. Just blend that out all over the place, and don't worry about doing your eyebrows today because we are covering those bad boys up, as you could see in the intro. Go ahead and keep blending, blending, blending until your arm's gonna fall off. Then I'm taking this darker green shade, mixing a couple, and putting it into my crease. Y'all know I like to layer colors, so just keep layering and blending. Now I'm taking my MAC Pigment in Chartreuse, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and I'm using my LA Splash Till Midnight Elixir to prime the lid. This stuff helps pigments go on so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I mean, look at that vibrancy. Seriously, it is like, bam, in your face. And then I am just adding some more where I see it fit and kind of creating the shape I want for my eyelid. I went over my crease and made it kind of high up because I did decide to do a really thick cat eye, and I wanted you to be able to see that green pigment on my lid even with a super thick cat eye. And then I just took some green, dark green shadow and started going into the crease and kind of cleaning everything up. Then I took some black shadow to really deepen that crease and make it super defined and dramatic, and I just started going into the crease and blending it out and kind of going onto the lid on the end a little bit with the black. And then I just took some more of my green shadow and kept going back and forth and blending it out until I felt like the black was blended in softly and there was no harsh lines. Just make sure you go back and forth, back and forth. Honestly, it's just all about the buildup. For my inner corner highlight, I'm using my Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit, and I'll be using the color Lucky Clover. It's the green one. Taking my Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray, you can use water as well. I'm just dampening the brush and then applying the highlight there so it's a super bright neon green. Taking my Fine Line eyeliner from Sephora, it's a felt tip eyeliner. I'm creating a super, super dramatic cat eye. You, of course, don't have to do this. It's just my preferred eyeliner shape. Do whatever eyeliner shape you personally like for your own eyes. I like a crazy dramatic cat eye. For this look, I thought it was also fitting because we are doing one of the DC sirens, and they gotta be super smoking hot, right? I created this shape and then I decided it's not thick enough, so I went even thicker. Now I'm starting the outlining of the shirt. I'm just using a white pencil and I'm just doing this kind of like cut up little piece of shirt there. I'm not doing a full-on shirt. I don't know why, it's just a shape I wanted to go for. Then I'm taking some lime green water activated paint. This is from Wolf Face Art and FX. Add a little bit of water to it and just go ahead and paint it on. I've noticed with the Wolf Face and Face Art and FX, whatever, paints, that they are a little sheer. So I have to do 2 layers usually to make sure that it's an opaque finish, but even if it's not super opaque, that's okay because we are dirtying the shirt up and we're making it look old and worn, so it's all right. Right here, I'm taking gray shadows, brown shadows, and some dark greens as well, and I'm just really making a messy, sloppy, dirty shirt, and I'm just putting it in random spots all over the place and blending it out. I'm trying somewhat to replicate Harley Quinn's outfits, but doing it as Poison Ivy. I'm taking my Mehron Paradise paint in black, and I'm just outlining the shirt. And then I'm taking some dark green shadows and going along the edges there just to kind of give the shirt some definition and so it kind of pops out a little bit. We want some detailing in it, and I even added some cleavage there where the shirt would be lying on top of my boobies. Just want to make it look realistic. Then I am shadowing the shirt where it's laying on top of the skin. I am first going in with a cool brown tone, and I'm kind of blending that out into my skin. And just take your time with this, really blend it out. We want to make sure this shirt looks like it's sitting on our skin and like we are wearing this shirt. And then take a black shadow and go right up next to that black painted line that we created. And I mean like right up next to it, and then blend it into the brown. So you want it to be the black painted line, the black shadow, then the brown, and then our skin. If that makes sense, I hope it does. You just want them to blend into each other very nicely and seamlessly. Now I'm gluing down our brows. I'm not trying to hide them. I'm not doing powder or concealer or any of that nonsense. I'm just gluing them down. The glue will act as a seal and a cover for putting these crazy leafy brows on top of them so that you can just pull the brows off later and you won't be waxing your whole eyebrow off. So this is just a good tip to cover them and protect your natural brows, basically. And just keep doing it until all the hairs are covered and they're laying flat. Before I added the brows, I wanted to do my face, so I'm taking my Hourglass Vanish stick in vanilla and my Cover FX cream foundation in N0. And I'm just mixing them together. I wanted a full coverage look today because it looks really nice in pictures. And I'm sure you all know how to blend foundation out. I took my damp beauty blender and went to town. Then put some concealer on. I'm using my NARS matte concealer in vanilla as well. And put it in all the normal concealer spots. Blended that out with my beauty blender as well. And then powdered everything. Took a little mini damp beauty blender, used my Kat Von D setting powder, baked a little bit, let it sit while I powdered the rest of my face with a brush, and then swept it all away. And voila! Now I went and put my wig on, and right now I'm looking a little bit like a mix between Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, but it'll get better, I promise. Mapping out the brows, I am using eyelash glue. Please pray for me. I was so nervous to do this. I don't have liquid latex, so eyelash glue it was. I just dotted it on the back of the little plate I have here, and I did a few dots on my own face as well, and I waited a little bit while it dried. You definitely want at least the plate or the actual eyebrows themselves that we're putting on to dry a lot. You want them to be tacky, not wet. Then I'm using my Marc Jacobs Gel Matte Liner in Fine Wine, and I am lining my waterline with it. It's a red eyeliner. Just thought it would be fun for a nice pop of red there. And I went ahead and did some stuff to my eye, but then I realized I needed to do contouring and highlight and stuff first, so we'll go over that in a minute. As for the eyebrows, set them on there after they've been sitting for about a minute or two. And I sat there forever holding it. I mean, I sat there for a few minutes just like holding the brows there. You know, I was just hanging out. And once they stop lifting up, you can move on to the next one. You want to make sure they're not lifting up anywhere. You want to hold them there until the glue is completely dry. That way they don't pop off of your face. We don't want that. That's no good. I just kind of kept holding them. And then I went ahead and started contouring. The right eyebrow kept popping up though, so I was contouring and holding the brow down. I did sort of a deep contour. I wanted this look to be dramatic. You know me. Dramatic is always what I want to do. Contour your jawline. And I contoured my nose quite a bit as well. And then to blend it all out, I took my damp beauty blender with the leftover concealer. Now I am just taking some of that contour color and I'm putting it in my collarbones in the middle of my neck just to kind of deepen and make the neck match the face with all the contouring as well. And I also dampened my highlighter brush and I dipped into that Lucky Clover color for my highlight. Did my nose as well. I didn't show that though. And then I'm taking my green shadow and I'm continuing what I did on my eyes. I am just doing the sloppy drip down eye makeup that Harley has, basically, but with green shadow. Just do it really sloppy, do it all over. It does not need to be perfect. We want it to be like asymmetrical on both eyes as well. For the bottom waterline or the bottom lash line, I just took some green shadow and went along the bottom of the red we put in the waterline and just kind of smoked it out a little bit and then started going to town with the mess. And then a good trick to make it look even more messy is just putting a lot of water on a dry or a brush that has no shadow on it and just letting it drip down your eyes just to make it look a little bit more messy. And then I just took some black shadow and really made it look even more messy. Because this is what we want. We want a messy look. Messy but pretty. And then just go ahead and go to town with that black shadow. Again, does not need to be perfect. Now I am just trying to decipher, I put lashes on, and I'm trying to decipher how I will write poison on my face. Like Harley has rotten on her face, but I did poison on the other side than what Harley has. Harley has rotten on the right side of her face. So I did poison on the left side of my face because that's the side of my face that I like best. So I was just trying to figure out, you know, how am I going to write this basically so it reads right. And then I wrote toxic on my shirt. I of course didn't get it very well, but I just wrote toxic like we did on the face, backwards in the mirror. There it is. It's pretty cute. I liked it. Then I'm taking my Makeup Forever 12 color flash palette or case. And I'm using the purples and the red in that, and I'm just going ahead and taking some shadow first and making some bruises and dirtying myself up a little bit in just random areas. And then I'm taking some of those grease paints and I'm just putting that down in the middle just to create some more darkness to make them really look like bruises. And for the bruises, I used a combination of purples, yellows, and browns, and grays as well. Lining my lips with some dark purple lip liner. I'm using the NYX Suede one in Oh, Put It On. That's the color. That's what it's called. And then I like to fill in a little bit as well, like after I line them, I fill them in a little bit. This gives for a good ombre lip. And then I'm using Kat Von D's Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in Underage Red. Just go ahead and fill those bad boys in. I wanted some voluptuous lips, so I overlined a lot. You don't have to do that. Do what you like. Always do what you like. Oh yeah. And then while the lips were drying a little bit, I just created some little strings on my shirt here. And then once the lips were somewhat dry, I took my finger and just kind of smudged them out in some areas to make them look messy and not perfect. Yeah. And then I put my Yes Sir bracelets on. I know they are Harley's cuffs, but I thought it matched my cute black and silver choker, and why not kind of mash them together. Taking my Mehron Paradise paint in red right there. Yep, right there. I'm just creating some cuts. I'm just taking a fine paintbrush, and I'm just creating those cuts just as a line, basically. And we'll create some bruising and colors around it to make them look infected and bothered. Just some random ones like on my nose, on my chest. And then I'm just taking some of that red that we use from the Makeup Forever Flash palette, and I'm just kind of making them look a little irritated. Just going around the cuts, basically. And that is all, my friends. This is my take on the Suicide Squad Poison Ivy, if there ever was one. I wanted to mash her and Harley together a little bit because, you know, her and Harley are lovers, so why not? Don't you think they look cute together, these two? I'll post the Harley and Poison Ivy thing together here soon of the Harley look I've done before, and we can look at them together. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.